This ESPN 97.5 and ESPN 97.5.com podcast is presented by Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
And now we turn things over to producer Mike for a little thing he likes to call the hot routes.
Hot route! Red 7, red 7, red 7! John!
What?
Red 7!
I don't know what red 7 means.
Hot route!
I don't. What is hot route?
Will you just go stand on the other side, please?
Well, we have reached that time in the show where we turn it over to producer Mike, who likes to fire some questions at us, apropos of nothing, sometimes things we've already talked about in the show ad nauseum, so we're really just beating it into the ground, but it wouldn't be fun if it worked perfectly every week. So here we go. Producer Mike, good morning. What you got for us?
Your intros are always the best. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what? That was the first one that was really more clinical, but
here's Mike with his
forget it.
This hot route thing that we always destroy.
I'll just mail it in from now on.
If you do it as Harry Carey every week, I'll go with that.
Nope.
Check out the kid in
It's
the
football
Baltimore hat.
It's football season.
My Harry Carey's horrible.
Enough of that.
All right, question one. One word to describe the Big Ten.
Trash.
Catastrophic. 4 syllables, Barry.
Oh, I was going to say that's 4 words.
Cat is a word. You're right. Catastrophic. Again, they had an occasion yesterday to make a dent in the rest of the world, the rest of the football world, and they blew it on every single front. Michigan State kind of in it for a little while before Oregon got tired of screwing around, boat raced them. Michigan goes into South Bend, the final game of the Irish-Michigan rivalry. The Irish finished them 31-0. They actually had a pick six called back that would have been an even more poetic ending. And then, of course, Ohio State at home, losing as well in a game which they were in against Virginia Tech. Actually had tied it up late, and then they blew it on touchdown at the end. So there's that. Sorry, catastrophic. You're right. They could have a team make that 14 playoff. Maybe if they go undefeated in conference and win it outright. Nebraska, I guess you have a shot. Well done, Barry. But as of right now, it's a catastrophe. There's no other way to talk about it. So sorry, Zach. It is what it is.
Yeah. My one word would be trash. I mean, you what once was up is now down. The great thing about college football is it's all cyclical. The Big Ten will be back at some point, but this is just not the year. Like I said, Braxton Miller going down was the best player in the Big Ten is out for the year. Michigan State getting trounced, their defense getting exposed a little bit. Pretty much after that, it's slim pickings over there.
You know what's funny? I was looking at the rankings right now. Big Ten rankings. Rutgers, first place in the East, 2-0. Maryland, 2-0. Penn State, 2-0. Indiana, 1-0. Then all the big boys. Michigan State, Ohio State, Michigan, all 1-1. You go over to the West. Wow. Minnesota, Illinois, and Iowa, all 2-0. Wisconsin, Purdue, Northwestern, either 1-1 or 0-2. And I'm sorry, Nebraska, you're 2-0. I forgot about you, but you have no shot of winning the national title. So shut up already. But
dang,
it's
you're
just,
so mean.
It's so upside down, and we get on SEC fan for just being unrealistic. They think every team in the conference should be ranked all the time.
Wow, whoa, they are.
Yeah, they are. Okay,
no,
fine.
I'm just kidding.
Kentucky won yesterday, so Big Blue.
So
they get on
that.
the board. So there's that. UH, man. I mean, obviously they're not in the SEC or the Big Ten, but you guys got over what? Grambling yesterday?
Yeah.
Man, you beat up Grambling yesterday.
Yeah,
good job by you.
Nothing.
That's one to hang your hat on.
Of course.
The ghost of Eddie Robinson was not enough for Grambling, so good job by you. Next.
It's so sad. Question 2. It's obviously still early in the season. It's only week 2, but cause for concern for the Texas Longhorns, who lost last night 41-7 to BYU.
I'll let you take this, Mr. Aggie.
Is there cause for concern?
Yes. Is there cause for concern?
Yeah, I think it's time to hit the panic button. Never mind the cause for concern. 41-7 against BYU. Not only did you lose this year to I don't even know what the score was last year, but you got handled last year by BYU as well. Charlie Strong had to release a bunch of players or kick a bunch of players off the team for disciplinary reasons. You're losing recruits to Baylor in state. You've already losing recruits to Oklahoma and A&M. A&M's now controlling the state as far as recruiting. It's time to panic because you've got to get back on the winning track. And right now, it's not looking like you're going to be able to beat a Baylor or an Oklahoma in the Big 12. So, yeah, not good. Not good. the mighty has fallen.
Yeah, cause of concern. Well, they went up into Provo and got beaten by 80 last year, something ridiculous like that. It was a late night game last year, and this was the year you think they'd come around and get that win back, and they didn't do it. So, UT, you should be concerned. Still like Charlie, though. Still like Charlie Strong.
I think he'll turn it around.
It's not going to be,
coach.
I mean, if you expected him to come in, clean house of all the problem children, all of a sudden go 12-0, obviously that's not going to happen. But I'd be concerned about your optimism that they were going to be a contender this year. They're not. They're not going to win the Big 12. And, they'll be all right, but you're going to have bumps in the road. Moving on.
Question 3. Bo Porter got fired earlier this week.
What? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
didn't even know baseball was still going on, did you?
What's baseball?
Yeah, baseball. If he were fired strictly because of the performance on the field,
I didn't even ask the question.
you did. No.
I was waiting for you to say something.
No, you didn't hear me. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You jumped in there a little early, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
I did.
I was chilling.
Michael, go ahead and finish
in the cut.
Go ahead and finish the question.
This is where you'll see a train on the video when you go to our YouTube page and you re-listen to the Hot Routes.
But they'll be hearing your voice and not mine, which is a change.
You caused the wreck.
Go ahead.
I can't wait.
You're the conductor.
I can't wait to mess with the video on this one.
Yeah.
Bo Porter was fired. Hang on, Mike. And
Mike is now throwing things at Michael Carrell through the glass. That was pretty sweet.
Was it fair or unfair that Bo Porter got fired earlier this week?
Mike, do you have an opinion on this?
I think Craig Biggio should absolutely be the next manager of this team. No, what I was saying before I was interrupted and you derailed me was
it's my
if
fault.
he were being fired strictly because of the product on the field, I mean, you can say there are shortcomings in his managerial ability. There is with everybody. Everyone knew this was a rebuilding year. If you were expecting them to contend, then you're as unrealistic as UT fan. However, all this other stuff is coming out about the weird inspirational and motivational stuff he was doing in spring training, turning all the chairs in one. I mean, I can't even make the list, but you're also finding out more and more about the control freakery of your general manager, which is more of a cause for concern. If Bo wasn't his guy, fine.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Control freakery?
Yeah.
Are we just going to let that slide, Michael Carroll?
You now have more of a GM manager than you do. And
I'm not just talking about the word. Are we just going to let the control freakery
I just made it up.
Go?
Is that fine?
I'm bringing legitimate big-time words to this program. I don't even remember what the word I used earlier was.
You just said words. Tumultuous?
Tumultuous, yes.
Tumultuous.
That's what I said.
Tumultuous.
And you bring in control freakery.
Today's show is brought to you by the letter D and the number 7. Well played, Barry.
What?
Yeah. No, I'm okay with the firing.
There are 4 people in this. Never mind. All right.
We all watch Sesame Street. We all know what that means.
Yeah. I'm kind of split on this. You really didn't put Bo Porter in a position to win a whole lot of games by not fielding a quality MLB team. By not even fielding an MLB team. You ran out a bunch of AAA guys and said go win or turn it around. And they're obviously were years away from that when you run him out there. I think the firing had less to do with his performance on the field and more to do with the philosophical differences between him and Lunau. I think that's pretty well documented. But I also do think that Bo Porter had a lot of questionable decisions that he made as a manager. His greenery showed. That was just for you, Mike. I figured you'd understand.
Dude,
him being a first time
shrubbery.
Him being a first time manager showed in situations.
Yep,
it's greenery. Yeah. Figured you'd like that. Control freakery.
I like control freakery
greenery.
a little bit better.
Yeah.
Strategery.
There you go.
That's a real word now, though.
It is.
Question 4. NBA commish Adam Silver says that it's inevitable that if all these states are broke, that there will be legalized sports betting in more states other than Nevada. And he went on to say, we will ultimately participate in that. You okay with Adam Silver coming out and saying this?
I'm fine with it because it's a reality and it's better than seeing a stuffed shirt stand up there and deny when you know behind the scenes are really trying to make that work. Same way the NFL will ultimately have their hand in fantasy football before it's all said and done. And that's a cash cow, golden goose waiting for them to jump on that. For him to say anything else would have been disrespectful and disrespecting the intelligence of people who know better. So I'm fine with that. I'm really digging this guy. He should be the commissioner of everything.
Really?
The police and fantasy football.
Yes. Did I hear that commercial?
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of have a problem with it. I think if you start allowing, you're opening up the possibility of, and I don't want to say fixing games, but you're opening up the possibility for questions of that happening. Let's not forget they're not too far removed from scandals with the referees and so forth, and so to me, it's a very fine line you have to walk. Yes, you want to get involved with it because it can really help promote and boost your sport, but at the same time, you're really opening yourself up for questions like that.
The question he asked, however, and this is weird, me correcting you, it's not, is it okay that they're doing it? Are you okay with him saying it? Whether they do it or not. They're going to do it whether we think it's cool or not. Are you cool with him coming out and just saying,
no,
hey?
I'm not.
You'd rather him lie to you?
I would rather him deny it because now you come out and say it, and you have now, the floor is open for accusations. But if you
they're going to be there anyway.
If you did not,
they're going to be there anyway.
Yeah, but there's always that doubt that,
He's
maybe they're
it.
on the up and up. But if you come out and say it, there is now there's no gray area. It's black and white. You're involved, and if we feel like, as a fan, if I feel like that this game was fixed, but I'm going to have legitimate beefs, I'm not watching the NBA anymore. All the games are fixed. People already say that.
No one watches anything but the playoffs anyway.
What?
Who watches regular season NBA?
A lot of people do.
Not as much as you think, I don't think.
Yeah, they do.
It's clinically unwatchable. Clinically. Michael?
Question 5, tie it back all with some NFL. Was the Jim Irsay punishment too lenient?
Barry?
No, I think it was actually about right. I think he did. I think he was trying to make a statement with the punishment. I don't think that I disagree with his whole thought of we have to hold the owners to a higher standard than we do the players in regard to the offense. I think you have to hold everyone to the same standard and it be the highest as possible. But that said, no, I don't think it was too harsh or too lenient. I think it fit the crime, so to speak.
I think it's the first time we've ever seen anything like this with an owner that I can remember. I mean, specifically about DUI or drugs, whatever. We talked a little bit earlier about the Mark Schott thing, about the Steinbrenner thing. That was all more crimes against humanity and stuff like that, and just people saying stuff they shouldn't be doing. But I mean, it is what it is. If he were to happen to him again, that's what I'm more curious about, what happens from there. If they'd have given him this punishment or given him a year and $2 million, I would have been fine either way. What I'm curious about is if this were to happen to him, God forbid again, what that punishment looks like. Do you force him out? Do you take away 2 years and multiple millions? Do you take away draft picks? NFL is capable of anything, and the first one's always the one that's ho-hum. The next one would be the one that's questionable. So, what do you think? Is that good for you? All right.
Works for me.
So, I have a bonus Hot Routes question.
What?
Can? Does Jadeveon Clowney eclipse the rookie record for sacks? It's not nearly as high as I thought it would be. Javon Curse, 14.5 sacks in 1999, is the current record holder for most sacks by a rookie since the stat became official in 1982. Okay. 14.5 by Javon Curse, 14 by Alden Smith in 2011. Dwight Freeney rang up 13 in 2002. Reggie White, the Reverend, 13 in 1985. Can Clowney top 14.5 this year?
Michael Carrell, I'll let you go first since you're always the one asking the questions.
I say no. I say he doesn't break that record. I think with the way they're going to use him this year, I think there'll be that learning curve. So I don't, and that just a judgment of NFL for him.
And by using him, you mean dropping him back into pass coverage?
Dropping him back and being that
dumb idea of dropping Clowney into pass coverage. I think that's genius.
Have you ever seen a player, though, so dominant in one part of their game and seemingly so helpless in another? I mean, you can't throw every down, but, you know.
It's pretty sad.
11 sounds good to me. I think it's 11.
I think two things will come into play with that. I think one, J.J. Watt could have something to say about how many sacks he's going to get. Obviously, he only had, I think, 10.5 last year. I think you'll see that number go up because of the attention that'll have to be paid more to Clowney. But especially if you put him on the same side of the ball. So I think he could come close. I really do, but I think you're going to have to stop dropping him in coverage and let him rush the passer every time he's on the field in order to hit it.
You're going to have to, but you can't.
Nope.
You can't do it,
nope.
Which is tough. So what about him? What about Watt and Clowney combined? 24.
Oh, I'll take the over.
24 combined between them?
I'll take the over.
Michael, does that sound good to you?
I'll actually go under.
Well, there you have it. We're split. I say over.
Hater
as
in the
well.
house.
I say over as well.
Well, then we're not split.